Guys, Deludaguna, good evening. Now, I saw on my social media that Atletico Madrid, if you any of you that don't know, like the other Spanish teams, Madrid, Real, and Barcelona, they've been in trouble for whether it's dodgy dealings or whatever. Either way, they had a transfer ban. They tried to overturn it. They've been overruled in that sense, and I believe I don't know if it's next year or whatever, but this summer certainly they can't register players, so that means they can't sign new players. So that means, along with Griezmann, a couple others will be questioning their transfer policy. And there were some certain Spanish players at Chelsea that were talking up their chances of going back. That's not going to happen. Whether they find a loophole around it, like certain other Spanish clubs, or it does get overturned, or anyways, or whatever, they probably have a team of lawyers that are working on that. But right at this moment in time, they cannot register new players. So when you hear that Lacazette was nailed on to be going there, it does kind of put a spanner in the works now. While this is of relevance, we know we've been linked with Lacazette. We know we made a £40-odd million bid for Lacazette last year. Lacazette's been around for a while. Fans have called for him for a while. In my case, it's been about 4 years, 4 years. Initially, I weren't convinced. I don't get me wrong, I thought he's a good player, and I did think he could add something squad-wise, but I did think people were putting their eggs in one basket, expecting him to go and get 20 goals and stuff like that. Even, like, do you remember his Cane Road days? This guy's been around for a while, and he's finally coming into his own. However old he is at the moment, he can't be older than 25, 24, 25, no more than 26. I doubt he's even that old. Well, yeah, last year, 2014-15, he's got 27, 14-15, 15-16, 21. This year, obviously, 28. So that shows he's becoming a real killer. I mean, if you saw his performances, particularly in the Europa League, he is someone that is standing up to be counted. He's been very vocal in his ambitions and wanting to play for clubs that are going to challenge and whatnot. He has for a number of years. Lyon president has basically said he can be sold. Lacazette is sending mixed messages. 1 minute he's happy at Lyon. Recently it's changed to, I think I actually saw a quote like, "I'm in limbo, I'm happy here, but there are other options." And there are comments of that similar nature. I've already told you about the goals he scored and things like that. We're not going to be the only club in for him. We will definitely not be the only club in for him, but we have to try again. We bidded 40-odd million. You're going to need more than that now. Have to slightly overpay. Do I think he's worth 50, maybe even 60 euros or whatever you put it? Of course not. He's a good player, but he's not worth that. But we're going to have to overpay because we're in Europa League for whatever reason, and because in general now you have to overpay slightly. So I'm all for that because he's actually shown he can score goals, can be used on the flanks if required, also leaving scope for if Giroud's still here, or you want to play Alexis through the middle or keep experimenting or whatever. He just gives another depth. So I'm all for that. I'm all for him. He's French as well. I don't need to get into why being French in Arsenal. Yeah, you guys know it. What are we waiting for? Like I said, we're not going to be the only club in for him. United are rumours in for a forward. If they're in for Griezmann and they've been knocked back for it, you can imagine they could pretty much get that deal for Lacazette wrapped up. All the top European clubs are going to be up for him. You'd imagine Chelsea. I think I saw Chelsea linked. I think the only team that's probably not going to be in for him is Man City because they're probably having their eye on other targets, and you can't even completely rule that out. So again, we probably won't get him, but it goes back to me saying we need to sell the project. We don't have the wages that United and Chelsea could offer, the two teams I just mentioned. Maybe even Liverpool are in for him. We don't have the wages to offer. We can't offer Champions League football, but we can offer the sense that we want to get back to where we were. You'll be a key player, France, all of that stuff. Give the guy a competitive wage. Again, it won't be like the others, but a competitive wage. And just downright sell the project correctly. Like, just sell it correctly. Like, there's no point me and other fans talking about this. Just sell the project correctly and you'll get your player. Now, do I think we're going to get him? Of course not. Of course not. We heard 2 or 3 signings. I'm not going to get into all of that stuff because the fact we've had it with the board and Wenger and the players and whatnot. It's down to them to give us something to believe in again. Of course, I can only speak for myself. Always going to support the team. But in regards to getting my hopes up and things like that, you can't. It's down to them to inspire us now because we've cheered them on and they haven't given it back and things like that. But not for this to go left. Just in regards to Lacazette and with the news of the transfer ban being being overruled, we should be faxing over that that bid today. That whatever they want, give it to them. Anyways, guys, there's not more to say on other than that. Follow me on my socials, subscribe, comment if you've got any opinions. Should we or shouldn't we sign Lacazette? I'm out.